Hello, and welcome to another episode of Manifest Mondays. I'm your host, Jen Mazer, the Queen of Manifestation, and today I wanted to talk about a question that I get a lot, and that is, how do you tell the difference between your intuition or guidance from a higher source versus your own thoughts and your own mind chatter? And this is a great question. First, let me just preface by saying that it's my belief that we all have the power to tap into a higher intelligence, right? To listen to our own higher self, our intuition, and guidance from the universe. And it's the sixth sense. It's something that we can't see, but it's there. And I like to think about it as like a radio frequency. So you know that there's radio waves out there bringing you that beautiful sound, but you can't see them. So when you turn the dials of the radio, you might want to listen to the station 89.3, right? And then if you hit 89.1, it's close, but it's not 89.3. So when you get to 89.1, you just hear static. But when you get to 89.3, you hear beautiful music. And that's the same as our intuition and our guidance. So if you can just tap into it, you'll hear it. And it just takes practice because it's there and that information is available to all of us. The people who are highly psychic, who are very tapped into their intuition, they're no different from you and I. They've just been practicing. And you can also get to that state. So, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, and it comes from a place of playfulness. Because at first, it feels silly, and you might be questioning whether or not that information is coming from a higher source or it's just yourself telling you things. So, what I want to invite you to do is really just play with this. And I have a couple tips on how you could recognize if it is guidance or it's your own thoughts. And that is, number one, usually divine guidance is the first thing that comes to your head. So if you're in a meditation, which by the way I encourage you to do, because meditating every day is a great way to practice this. It's the best way to tap into your intuition. So if you don't meditate, I'd encourage you to add this to your practice. And if you're new to meditating, all you need to do is sit quietly for 5 minutes a day and then increase it to 15 minutes. And I think it's great to actually sit up straight in a comfortable position in the same spot in your house at the same time every day, because then when you step into that space, whether it be its own room in your home or just a corner, your mind automatically knows that that's your place for meditating, and you begin to relax just by stepping into that space. So practice meditating. And I can go into how to meditate on another video. But today I want to share that if you are receiving guidance in a meditation or just in your regular waking state, usually if you're hearing something and it's the first thing that comes to your head, that first thought, that's usually guidance. That's coming from a higher source. It's that second thought that comes in where you're questioning things, right? Or it might negate what you just heard. That is your own mind chatter. And this might be silly at first, so just play with it and allow yourself to believe that this is guidance and see what happens. If you go into a meditation, you can set an intention beforehand by asking a question that you would like to receive some guidance or an answer for. And then see what shows up and have fun with it. You can even start to play and ask for the names of your spirit guides, if that's something you believe in, and then see what comes up during your meditation. Also, if you are seeing signs that keep coming to you that are repetitive during your day, for instance, multiple people are telling you about the same book that they just read, or you have to hear it, this movie that a bunch of people just watched, and you should really see it. And different people are telling you the same thing, and then you turn on the TV and there's an advertisement for that movie. That is a higher guidance that you should watch that movie, because there might be something in there that's going to inspire you for your project or you might get some sort of sign for something that you need to do in your life. So for repetitive things that you're seeing over and over again show up from different sources, that's usually higher guidance, okay? And if something comes to your mind and you're inspired to do something, that's usually coming from a higher source. And then if something feels heavier and it's more fearful, that is usually your mind chatter. So intuition feels lighter. There's really no attachment to it, right? And it could be short and sweet and just an idea that comes to your mind, and you can play with it. An idea to do something or to phone someone. It might not be something that you normally would do. And then your own mind chatter is really going to feel heavier in your gut. And it's going to be a little bit maybe more attached to an outcome and a longer drawn out thought about what's going to happen next and all of that. And then guidance is usually just an idea or something that feels lighter. And it's that first thing that comes to your mind when you're asking for support. It's the first answer that comes. The second one is usually you thinking about it too much and trying too hard. When you're open and you just see what shows up, that's where you'll get the information that you need. So I invite you to play with this. And you can do this by meditating, and you can do this by doing it with a friend in person, and you can each kind of ask questions and take turns and see what comes up and answer the question for the other person. It's a lot of fun, and the more that you practice, the more you'll get comfortable with it. So I hope that helps you the next time you're receiving information and you want to know if it's something you should follow or not. Really check in. You can do a body check and see if it feels lighter, and notice if it's that first thing that comes into your head or the second thought. And I'd love to hear from you, so please share in the comments below how you have heard information, how you've tapped into your own guidance and intuition. If this is something that is new to you, share how your meditation practice is going, or how you've received information and acted on it, and how you've listened to your intuition and it's led you to amazing experiences. Share one of them below. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week for another edition of Manifest Mondays. Bye!